Hi guys, Silver Mist here. I want to show you a bug that I experienced that only occurs in the replay portion of the game. So let me go ahead and show you. Here's a recording of a stream I did last night. I'm at 10 wins and 2 losses in Gauntlet with a Songhai deck, and I had played a Crimson Occulus. And if you notice, it's 2-3. 2 attack, 3 health, which is what it is by default when you play it. Now watch what happens. So this is the actual recording of the game. So there will not be any crazy behavior here, but this is what's supposed to happen. He plays an Abyssal Juggernaut. The Crimson Occulus goes to 3 health, attack and 4 health, which is what you'd expect. Now, I don't have any intention of making this trade, so what I eventually decide to do when it's my turn is move the Crimson Occulus down. I'm sort of planning out the turn in my head right now, and I have access to 5 mana, so I'm going to play the Kaido Assassin on the mana tile and the flyer down diagonal from me, sort of keeping everything out of range of him. I'm still waiting for him to pass the turn, and since I'm streaming, I talk through my plays and strategies and kind of explain what I'm going to do and what my reasons for doing everything, what my next turn could be, all that kind of good stuff. But that's not important right now. What is important, because now it's my turn, and I apologize, we have to wait through this, because what happens on the next play, on his next turn, is what causes the client, the game client, in replay mode to have a problem. So for some reason, I didn't mulligan the Azure Horn Shaman. I think I wanted to keep it for some reason, or I just didn't replace. I don't remember. But I'm going to play the Kaido Assassin on the mana tile, giving me access to 5 mana, and then I'm going to play the Skywing down diagonal from the Crimson Occulus, where everybody's safe, and I have sort of the most flexibility for next turn. And I'm just sort of talking through my logic for making this play at the moment here. Okay, so now I made the play, and I'm going to pass the turn after punching him in the face. Now, he's going to play Grincher right below him in front of me, and that is going to buff the Crimson Occulus to 4/5 because he plays a minion. And when you play a minion, the Crimson Occulus gains 1 attack and 1 health. So he plays the Grincher. It buffs the Crimson Occulus to 4/5, as you would expect, right? Great. And of course, he gets Spectral Blade for free from that, because why wouldn't he? Anyways, it's not important right now. I did actually go on to win this game, but that is also not important. So as you can see, the Crimson Occulus is 4/5. So I'm going to pause the video here, and I'm going to go to the game client, where we will watch the exact same replay. So I'm going to go to my match history. This latest Songhai game is the last one. I haven't played a game since. So let's go ahead and hit replay. And I'm going to double speed it to get to that turn as quickly as possible. Thanks for your patience. Feel free to fast forward the video a little bit if you want. But it's interesting because in this replay, what's going to happen is the Abyssal Juggernaut will still buff the Crimson Occulus from 2/3 to 3/4, as expected. But when he plays the Grincher, something happens to the game, and it causes the Crimson Oculus visually not to buff, even though he does have the stats. And then he plays another minion, and it does buff the Crimson Occulus. But as you'll see, the Crimson Occulus makes a trade that it couldn't normally make with the visual. Okay, I'll talk you through it when we get there, because it's a little complicated. Okay, so it's 2/3. He's gonna play an Abyssal Juggernaut. The Crimson Occulus will become 4/5. 3/4. There we go. So far, so good. Great. My next turn, I played the Kaido Assassin and the Skywing, and passed. And then I'm going to go ahead and slow it down. So when it gets to his turn, so you can see what happens here. And Skywing, and pass. After the obligatory punch in the face. All right, so he's going to play Grincher, and the Crimson Occulus should go to 4/5. But as you can see, it does not. At least visually, it doesn't. It actually is at 4/5 stats, and you'll see why, because I'm going to trade it with the Juggernaut next turn, and obviously it would die if I did that. So it is at 4-5, but the game replay is showing it at 3-4. Okay. So I'm going to buff this, and now I'm going to make a trade here. So normally if I ran a 3-4 into a 4-5, that my 3-4 would die. But because my 3-4 is actually 4-5, he is a 4-1, but the game is showing him as a 3-0, yet still alive. Now from here, everything is fine. So he'll play a guy, and so he's still incorrect stats. So he'll play a minion here, and now the Crimson Occulus is actually 5-2, but it's showing as 4-1. So the minions are correctly buffing the Crimson Occulus again. It is only Grincher that seems to cause this issue. Anyways, I don't need to continue this any further. I think the bug is pretty obvious at this point, so I'm just going to pause it. I hope that this sheds some light on the bug, and maybe Counterplay can check it out and see what Grincher and Crimson Occulus interaction is in replay mode that's causing issues. Anyway, thanks for taking the time to watch this, and hopefully this was helpful. Thanks.